Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we're here with another non-Vic student, Troy Ponce, my younger brother.
It's about time that I'm here.
Do you date to marry?
I do. I think that's the only valid way to date.
U of T is very Chinese.
I was in Costa Rica for a while, and in all of the gyms, they had little posters saying, stronger people are harder to kill than weaker people. So awesome. I mean, that's the only school I applied to. I had my three choices. I only applied to one. Got accepted, and
Ballsy.
I still don't know if I want to go. It's crazy because at like 12 years old, I was able to fully change car tires. And I look at that and I was like, some adults do not know what they're doing.
Participation trophies. What do you think about participation trophies?
Controversial. Tom's martial arts, although maybe he's not the greatest person, his way of teaching was the greatest thing ever.
I think that there should also be a thing where
Kids under 18 should not have a black belt.
probably you, by the definition of entrepreneur, have more experience than me.
I used to work at Sobeys and I was a cashier, so I'd stand behind a till all day. I am not very good at standing still.
I'm not one of these anti-capitalist nerds. Not to get canceled. I've already canceled myself.
This guy's canceling himself every day.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Step into Christmas with me, yeah.
Okay. What is this irrelevant ass Christmas song?
Let's run together. We can watch the snow fall forever and ever.
Step into Christmas. The adventurous dream. I can't see. I can't read that far.
All right. I don't know if the camera can even hear us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VoV podcast, Voices of Vic. Today we're here with another non-Vic student. These episodes are fun. Honestly, it's Voices of Vic, but whenever I can bring someone who I'm close to, whether it's a family or friend that's not connected to Victoria College, it's always a good time. Last time we were on these couches, we had Owen Thompson. Before that, it was Keithster. So,
And it's about time that I'm here.
it's about time that we get Troy Ponce, my younger brother, on the podcast. Christmas Eve. This is the Christmas Eve episode.
Christmas Eve episode.
And I think everyone should be with family on Christmas Eve.
Of course.
Call me crazy, but I think everyone should be with family on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, Christmas is a very nice time for spending time with family. You get time off school to just focus on that.
To focus on family.
Yeah, family should be your number one focus.
I agree.
Yeah.
So then why is it that today, when we're supposed to be ripping Chell, you're going to see your girlfriend if family's the main focus? I guess that's a good way to start the pot. What do you have to say for yourself?
I mean, personally, at the stage I'm at right now, that is future family to me.
That's incredible.
I mean, you know, things are moving pretty quickly in my life at this moment. You know, I'm going to school soon.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, you know, I'm having no time for anything right now. So, you know, school's gonna be taking over most of my life in the upcoming future. Then I'm gonna have to start, you know, looking for a proper job.
Yep.
I'm not trying to be 65 and single. So
Me neither.
I'm looking for that partner right now. You know.
Do you date to marry?
I do. I think that's the only valid way to date.
I agree.
I hear some of my friends who are talking straight whack. You know, they're not in it for the right reasons, and I'm like how are you gonna last in a relationship if you're not into marry, right?
It's true. A lot of straight whack, a lot of curvy whack, just whack all around.
Whack all around.
The idea of not dating to marry means that you are going to spend time with a person expecting a breakup.
Yeah.
Like why would you even want to hang out with someone if you thought that they were not good enough to a point where you would expect a breakup? It's like, you're okay, but you just kind of suck to a level that I don't want to be. I know right now that I'm not going to want to be with you later.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like,
Okay. Obviously, I'm making fun of these people, but actually, let's do this. Let's do like a thought experiment. Let's
experiment. Okay.
put ourselves in the shoes of a person who does not date to marry. Let's be like, let's not just call them clowns and idiots. Like, let's actually try to think why someone does that.
I personally think, like, when I hear these people at my work who are in their college or university years, and they're like this is my time to have fun, I'm like, all right, shut up. Like, that just, you can have fun, but you don't have to just sleep around or something. Like, that's not the only way to have fun.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, there's clearly like a degenerate aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
What else could it be? People aren't ready to get married.
Well, you're not going to be ready to be married at 15 or 16.
Right.
You know? You're not dating somebody for 2 months getting married. You're dating somebody for, however long
8 years
before you get married. Exactly. You're building that relationship.
Yeah.
Again, like, the only reason you're dating is to end up together.
Is it different for guys and girls?
I don't think so. I think you told me this cool fact the other day that, like, I don't know if I should say that.
No, I guess see.
That girls, like, they stay attracted to the guy that's like a year older than them or like their age.
Yeah, yeah.
Where a guy will like be very attracted to the like 25-year-old for his whole life, or 20 to 25. It's. But again, I don't.
That was not opinion, by the way. That's like science.
Yeah.
I actually heard that from a Dawn at Victoria College. I'm not going to expose who she is.
Shout out that Dawn.
Shout out. But anyways.
Yeah, but I feel like right now I spend a lot of time on her, but I'm completely okay with that because, again, I see her in my future.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm not dating to marry, why would I want to give her 10 minutes of my day?
I agree. I completely agree. At what point, obviously you're in a very good relationship now.
Yeah.
At what point do you think there comes a line that you realize, I think we should break up with any girl? Like what, like for the mindset of dating to marry, what has to happen for you to be like, sorry?
Honestly, I'm a extremely trusting person. You tell me you're doing something, I believe it. Guaranteed, like 100%. I'm not going to question it twice. It's like breaking that trust. I don't get it back easily.
Got it.
Right. So, I mean, I don't really have any examples, but that's really the only thing.
Breaking trust.
So
you're saying you're the type of guy to say, I'm giving my trust for free. As soon as you show me that was a mistake, you're donezo.
Basically.
It's not a bad thing. Is it just for like people close in your life, or is like if there was like a stranger on the street, would you just toss him trust?
Yeah, I mean, I do think everybody deserves, like, I've never judged somebody based off of just what I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Right. So
me too.
So there's a lot of people who I've spoken to or whatever, and then other people are like, oh yeah, don't actually associate with them. They're this person. They're not a good person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they've never done anything to me, right? So why would I go and be an asshole to them if anytime I've spoken to them, they're nice to me, right? So I'm not just gonna instantly hear one bad thing from one person who could like have problems with this guy or this girl or whoever, and now instantly associate them with being a bad person or any of that.
Right.
So until, again, they show me that I can't trust them or that they are the person people are telling me they are, then, I mean, I have no problems with you.
I absolutely agree with that. An interesting point about that. I mean, it's happened before. Like, we'll be talking. I'll be sitting with a group at the dining hall.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not like this happens a lot, but I just remember one instance where they were talking shit about a dude that was, like, kind of a creep last year. Like, they were living in the same residence, and he was, like, creeping around, and, like, he was talking to girls in a weird way. And they might be right. That's the thing. Is that, like, I'm not trying to say that this guy's not guilty of anything.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? He's like, they're just talking shit. I'm like, if I hop in on this, then if it's a rumor, it's going to spread. Like, I need to be able to interact with the guy.
Exactly.
And then maybe they're right. If they're right, then I'll say the same thing. I'm like, yeah, dude, that guy's a fucking creep.
Yeah.
But if, like, before that happens, people could just have an issue. People could just be judging for no reason. You know what I mean? So there also is a difference between, like, taking the word of people you know versus taking the word of people that you love. Yeah. So I think that if you came to me saying, I have an issue with this guy because of XYZ, I don't think I'd question you. I think I would trust you. I don't think I'd have to meet that guy because there are certain people who I'll take for their word. When I say certain people, it's probably literally just family. It's probably maybe not even. It's probably just you, to a degree.
Just me, damn.
Like, obviously, I don't think mom or dad would come to me like, "Yo, I need to beef this person." Like, I'm just thinking of like
Yo, come throw hands with me.
Come throw hands. I can't think of mom trying to throw hands with somebody that she would need my backup for. But, I think that just like there has to be a family connection. I don't think I question that judgment.
Yeah, and I mean, also the problem with other people telling you it is the same thing probably happened to them. They were probably told from somebody else. They might not have experienced it for themselves either.
Yeah.
So now it's one person who's told maybe an exaggerated story, who knows? You don't know the circumstances, to another person who could, again, exaggerate a little more, to another person, and then it's getting to you. And then if you just go and take that at face value, you're going to be the same thing. You're just going to keep dragging it along. Next time you see him, you're going to mention it to the next group of people.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, again, you can't really just deface somebody for what you've heard from one person.
I agree. And this applies, you could just extrapolate this into like the world as a whole, especially the internet. Like people believe too much of what they're told. People don't think freely, I feel anymore. Like a lot of people don't, obviously some people, but like you could see something on the internet and just take it in face value, believe it without going any deeper. And it's just like, it poisons your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, I mean, you got so many controversies online that if every single one of them were true, like, a lot of them are mostly true, I would say. There are a lot of things online that, whether it's a controversy or just facts, like, you do got to take some of it into consideration. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a dangerous place online, but
yeah,
I mean, it is still quite informative.
That's fair. That's also fair. Do you see in China, comparing the TikTok of China versus U.S.? China, because China's government has like a lot of control over the media there.
Okay.
The TikTok there, it's not like pranks and like these stupid ass trends that go on TikTok. It's like what gets famous is clips of like scientists and like mathematicians and engineers and things.
That's pretty smart.
Astronauts. So it's like when the kids are like addicted to scrolling there, it's like good stuff they're addicted to.
Damn.
But like but that's the thing, is that this is like a complete side point, but the idea is that, China and US are enemies. So China wants to let whatever go trending in the US TikTok so that everyone there is just like addicted to bullshit.
Exactly. Slime cutting videos. And in China, it's more regulated. U of T is very Chinese. It's very Chinese. And I made a point on this podcast a while ago about with Drew. He was saying like international students are built different. They're like way better. They're way smarter. And then I posted a clip on that, and people were saying that it's not necessarily true that the country of China has smarter people versus Canada, for example. It's just that you think that because the smartest people of China are in U of T. True.
It's not like the dumb people of China are coming to U of T. It's only the smartest of the smartest. And I still, I get that, but then I still think, all right, well, U of T is supposed to have the smartest of Canada. So if you're going to compare their top dogs, China's top dogs versus Canada's top dogs, it's supposed to be, like, you're supposed to be able to tell. But still, I think that the Chinese students, in general, from what I've seen at U of T, perform better than the Canadian students.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, like, I mean, I can't really speak from experience here because I don't go to U of T. But, I mean, if they are bringing their top dogs over, we should have our top dogs there as well.
Yeah.
So, it's again, with their TikTok, that's just one thing that they're doing different.
Right.
To force education on them.
Yeah.
We have, like, again, slime cutting videos and pranks, right?
Yeah.
So that's not helping us educate ourselves.
I agree.
There was like this stat, I don't know somewhere I saw it, but it was like they asked all these kids in China what they want to be when they're older, and it was like scientist, astronaut, all this stuff. Then they asked the people in America, and like all of them were saying content creator.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's
not good.
I better start doing science stuff
this
right
guy
now.
is falling right into that statistic.
Falling into the trap. I did see that, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah. I mean, it is a way, like it is a great way of succeeding, but it's just so difficult.
It's not real work.
Yeah.
I mean, people might say that as a hot take. I'm not like, I'll make it very clear. I was saying, oh shit, because I make podcasts, I make clips, I make all this stuff for social media. My dream job is not content creator. I think that as an entrepreneur, if you're going to work for yourself, it's important to have somewhat of a platform these days. I think that's a good thing. But that's not the main thing I want to do because it's not real. Like you're not actually, I don't consider, like I don't want to just be an entertainer because there's so many clowns out here that have no actual skill. If you deleted TikTok, they would have nothing. Like I don't want to be that fragile, right? To a point we were talking to Dave about, I don't know if you were there. He was talking about the movie where it's like Obama's new movie where there's a cyber attack on the US, the ship that comes into the beach. He was talking about that. And I was thinking about this in the summer. I'm like, I'm making podcasts. What happens if the world just starts to crumble, to fall apart, if the apocalypse begins? This podcast will have exactly zero value. No one's going to be like, shit, the world's ending. I need food. What do I do?
I can't watch VoV.
I need to go to the podcast. I need to go watch VoV. That's fucking stupid. Yeah. All right. So if the world falls apart, this means shit. So you need to have at least, I think that's a good way to measure work in a sense, or at least measure skills in a sense, is will they still be valuable if you take away all the fluffy shit we've topped on top of society? Like if you delete the TikTok app, then a lot of these guys that go up to chicks and be like, hey, and these flirt lines and then get their number. You know the guy with the mustache that goes up to people?
I think so. I think he got like some girl named Olivia or something. No, all of his comments are just full of where's Olivia at? Where's your wife? All this stuff. Because, I think he just walked up and said like I love you and then gave her a kiss and left.
Okay.
And so they're stuck to this girl now.
All right, that's fair. But anyways, that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's good to, Riz is always valuable, but I mean like the actual business he has, because I'm sure he gets paid for that somehow.
Yeah.
That would fall apart without TikTok.
Yeah, and like when there was the whole like banning thing on TikTok, because it was almost banned in the US and Canada.
Oh yeah.
It was nearly banned.
I think they're still trying to get it banned.
Exactly. So that would have destroyed hundreds of thousands of people's careers.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yep.
And that was like people were terrified just at the speculation of it getting banned.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you don't have some backup or some genuine skill, because I don't think rizzing somebody in public is going to matter much in the apocalypse. No. If you don't have like a genuine skill you can take from it, it's difficult.
It's true. And the conclusion, the end point that we made about if the apocalypse takes place, what do you do? I don't think that you need to dedicate your entire life in an advanced society to survival skills. I think you need at least one, though. Yeah. I think that if the world goes to shit, you need at least one valuable skill that you can trade with people for their stuff. So, like, I don't know, if a farmer wants a guy who knows how to shoot, let's say a farmer can't shoot. I feel like a lot of them can, but let's say a farmer doesn't know how to shoot a gun, and that's a survival skill you have. So like if someone tried to attack you, if someone was coming onto your property to steal all the crops or something, he's like, shit, I don't know how to shoot. Let me get this guy. He knows how to shoot. I don't have food.
Yeah.
Right? I need someone who can give me food. So the farmer will be like, I'll give you food if you come protect my farm. So you trade in that sense.
Yeah.
So if the world goes to shit, you need one survival skill.
That's how you build a team.
What's your number one survival skill, do you think?
Jeez. So I don't think quick thinking would be one, because like I don't know. I don't.
You're in good shape. I think bodyguard is also a good survival skill, just in terms of the sense, like if you're trying to bring someone onto your team, you'd rather a guy who's fit than a guy who's fat.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like that's like I was in Costa Rica for a while, and in all of the gyms they had little posters saying, stronger people are harder to kill than weaker people, and that's fact or something. Like
I think there was also one in Mexico.
So awesome.
I swear that there was like a straight translation saying like people out of shape are more useless than people in shape.
Exactly.
It's something like just direct like that.
That's the thing. I watch all these.
They get straight to the point in Mexico.
They really do. But like to the apocalypse, I don't know what skill I would bring, but I watch these shows like The Walking Dead or whatever. And there's some characters that I'm like, just leave them behind. They bring nothing to your team. They're a liability, right?
They are a liability.
Like if that happened in our world, like you're getting left behind. You're not going to be kept in the group for pity.
Absolutely.
Because at that point, you're taking the resources and you're not really providing much.
Exactly. And I think that says something about how people should like conduct themselves even in a normal world, even without the apocalypse. You still don't want to be hanging around someone who always takes and doesn't give anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the Dad would always say this. You surround yourself with who you become. If you surround yourself like with 4 geniuses, you'll eventually be one of the 5th. Like you'll be the 5th genius.
Yeah.
If you surround yourself with 4 millionaires, you'll be the 5th. You surround yourself with 4 idiots, you'll be the 5th. Like you're gonna adapt to what you're around.
Yeah.
So if that's weak, you're gonna adapt to being weaker.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, you can't really take anything, or you can't really take somebody who just doesn't provide anything.
Absolutely. I agree. And one of the easiest ways to upgrade your circle is by upgrading yourself, actually. Because like if you're like, damn, I need to be surrounded by 5 millionaires or 4 millionaires, I need to be surrounded by 4 geniuses. If you're like at a personal level where the 4 millionaires would want nothing to do with you, you are the liability now. You know what I mean? It's like if you join their group, you're that liability. Yeah. So it's like, get out of here. We don't want anything to do with you.
True.
So you need to get to a level on your own where these people even want to spend time with you.
Yeah. I mean, I never really understood when Dad would say that. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But I took it into account. Dad and Mom
both said it, and I kind of didn't understand it either.
Yeah. So I took it into account when, because I've always been like fit throughout my life, right? I've never done many weights until more recently.
Right.
But that was only because Ryan, shout out Ryan, started going to the gym, right? He started going to the gym like daily. And then I was like, come on, I can't just now be the worst in our group.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to better myself. I'm going to start going to the gym as well.
Exactly.
Then it was like, not a competition, but like a friendly competition between us.
It's good. Yeah, it's supposed to be friendly competition.
Exactly. So then we'd both go to the gym. We started going to the gym together. Then we had Spencer coming in the mix, but not shout out Spencer. This guy cut the gym after a week.
Spencer, what the hell, man?
Spencer, come on, man. No gym? But, I mean, I'm falling into the same category. I haven't gone in a while. I've just been doing pull-ups upstairs. That's
fair. I think I'm going to do a bunch of pull-ups today because we don't have a gym membership anymore, but that's life.
That is life.
We got a gym at U of T. That's fine. But yeah, Spencer, get yourself in the gym. Troy could crush your skull with one hand.
Singular hand.
And
done.
Everyone is listening to that on VoV podcast, so you better get your ass in the gym because everyone knows now Spencer, I won't say his last name, that you're a weak bitch.
So, I mean, I wouldn't even say weak. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. Our friend group is actually pretty strong.
That's
and
good.
For a guy, like, he doesn't look very strong. We got him in the gym, and after like a week, the progress was crazy.
That's good.
Like, we got him in there. He could hardly get the bar off the bench, and we were like, all right, this is going to be tough. Next week, he was like doing almost a plate. And I was
that's
like,
good.
Damn, like, that's a big upgrade for just a week.
I mean, there's newbie gains.
Yeah, there
you
is.
Heard of that?
Which is why I wish he stayed in, because he had the best build for a gym guy.
That's good.
Literally 0% body fat just because he has no body fat on him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about education. We're talking about Chinese TikTok, all that stuff. What is your take? What is your viewpoint at this stage of life on university? Like, there's a bunch of university people watching this right now, mainly U of T. What are your opinions on it? Obviously, I'm not like huge on university. I'm not like also like I don't shit on it really. Like I do. Like obviously I say things negative about it, but like my actual opinion on university isn't that it's completely useless, but I don't think it's as good as people say. What is your opinion going into? You got about 1 semester of high school left.
Yeah. So I think, because I got decent grades, like nothing crazy. I feel like it was pretty average. I averaged like a 80 to an 85, which is not great, but it's not terrible. I think that's like very middle of the road. My view on like universities is if I'm not going to be going to one that's genuinely a good school, I'm not going to go at all.
Got it.
Like I don't want to go to, I don't know, any garbage universities.
TMU.
I don't want to get, is that?
That's Ryerson.
Oh, Ryerson?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, TMU. I know nothing about you, but you're garbage.
Yeah. See, taking my word. The
All
bros
right,
take your word
well,
for it.
No, but like if I wasn't going to U of T or obviously not Harvard, but like Harvard,
Yeah.
MIT, like all these very good schools that have a name, I'm like, I'm not going to go to some garbage like university.
Yeah.
Like there's no point traveling all this way, paying more money, all this stuff. So my path has been more down the trades route.
Nice.
I got accepted to Sheridan College.
Mom told me. I actually didn't. We haven't talked about that.
I mean, that's the only school I applied to. I had my 3 choices. I only applied to one. Got accepted, and I still don't know if I want to go.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know. I do.
You're following in G Slam's footsteps.
I'm following in G Slam's footsteps, but
shout out to G Slam 74.
G Slam is it 74?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
1974.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like, I feel like I need to go because I can't see myself not going to university or college.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like if I go to school for something I do enjoy doing, it will be different than what it is now. But at this moment, I cannot stand school.
That's fair.
Like it's just genuinely unbearable.
Is it? What about it exactly is unbearable? Is it sitting in class? Is it the material that you're listening to you feel is useless? What is it?
I feel like it's like, I'm not even gonna lie, the school system has just gone down the drain. Our school is just a joke at this point.
Are you saying the school system or are you saying JSF in particular?
Maybe just JSF in particular. I can't really go off other schools.
That's fair.
But our school is genuinely just a joke. Like, we've had it. I'm not going to mention what class. They don't like see this in the video and start adding us more work.
Okay.
But in one of my classes, we have not done a single thing of work since like the first 2 weeks. We've read a book. She's assigned us work that she said she's not going to be grading or anything. And so at that point, if you're not grading it, I'm not doing it.
Fair.
Right? So we haven't done anything. In class, like we're literally on our phones. And it's not because we're on our phones and not paying attention. She's sitting at her desk and we're on our phones and nobody's speaking.
So wait, what? So wait, okay. So she assigns work that is worth 0%.
Like no. She'll give us homework and that's it. Like she'll give us.
So then what do you do in class?
Even then, she's probably.
Is it Mona?
It's not Mona.
Oh, okay.
It's not Mona. That's
right.
another thing. But like, even then, everything we're being taught, I feel is just completely useless.
So it's also the fact that it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is a waste of time.
Getting up so early in the morning to get there and then getting home so late, I genuinely feel like I'm wasting my day away, my life away.
Yeah.
And I get it is school, so it is important, but I'm getting up at 5:50 every morning for the past, since I was in 7th grade, and going to school. And some of the times I'm tired enough to just sleep in a class, which I know is not good, and cut this out from Mom, but sorry, Mom. Half the time I'm just like dead asleep, but I don't know. Like it's just the material. Math class, Mr. Nabil, I love you, bro.
Yo, shout out Mr.
Nabil. You deserve everything.
He's the best.
There are so many great teachers, but there are also just so many useless ones. And the fact that I'm getting home at 4:00, then not most of the time, but I was most of the time in the summer working at 5 till 10 or 11. I'd get home.
Yeah, keep talking.
I'd get home and I would start working. Like, I'd have to get changed in my uniform, then go to work and work for 6 hours, get home, and do it again.
Yeah.
So, like, at that point, cut school, start doing, like, a genuine job, like an electrician, start my journey now.
Yeah.
Instead of working at a Dairy Queen. Still Dairy Queen, you guys are fire as well, but
shout out
Dairy Queen.
Okay, I'll take a quick break to let the cameras cool, and then we'll jump back into it. All right, so jumping back into it. I think the trades is not a bad route at all, especially nowadays. We were just talking about how all these
apocalypse
dorks are on TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah, literally. Wait, is your mic on?
Hello?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
How all these dorks are on TikTok, and
I spent too much time on TikTok.
I mean, like, creators. Obviously,
Oh.
I'm one of them. I'm saying, like, in general, the survey that you mentioned about how everyone wants to be a YouTuber, how all these American kids want to be YouTubers.
Yeah.
I think that fact makes trades more valuable now than it's been in a long time, because apocalypse, once again, you need people to actually do the important things.
Exactly. That will be my
that is your apocalypse
characteristic.
Skill.
Yeah, my skill for the apocalypse.
So it's electrician.
Electrician. That is. I was debating on electrician and plumbing, because the thing is, a lot of people get plumbing wrong. Like what it is. Everyone thinks, oh, you just go and deal with people's shit in toilets in public places.
Yeah.
That's not a plumber.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think that the toilet in that public place got there? Somebody had to put the piping through that entire building to route to the same sewage place or whatever. Or in any like condo or in any house even. Why does our sink run? Because a plumber went in and installed all the piping so that water would flow through, drain out through the right way, like everything. Sure, maybe you have to deal with that a few times every year, but that's most of the time not the case.
Right.
It's gonna be you're building in a house, or you're doing it industrially, or like, you know, it's not ever dealing with just some dude's shit in the toilet.
Fair.
And I look at Dad. Dad does a lot of renovations himself. Yeah. So impressive. Yeah. And
that guy's everything. Plumber, electrician, carpenter,
like
mechanic.
This guy, literally a mechanic, brother. I asked him what this rattling noise at the back of his truck was. He's like, let's take a look. Looks, there's this like whole metal pan that's like to keep the heat from the exhaust from boiling in the trunk. Yeah. And he just like fixed it in 2 seconds. Like, how do you know what you're looking at? He's like, just, you figure it out over time. I'm like,
you figure it out over time.
What?
Yeah.
But I look at those renovations he's done to his own house.
Yeah.
Those would cost thousands upon thousands of dollars.
He's saved he's like more than saved 50% of what the cost would be. Because normally it's what? Like it's materials and the labor is like the materials, the same cost, right? Mm-hmm. So like they charge labor the same as whatever the materials cost. Like that's I feel like the standard. Yeah. What I've heard at least. So he saved like half.
Exactly.
And he probably used better, like more money efficient materials as well.
And he understands how it works. If he needs to fix something, he can do it again.
Right.
His bathroom at his house is crazy now. Because you were there when it was being renovated. His upstairs bathroom.
Oh yeah, no, I built his shower with him.
Yeah, we helped him build his shower.
Yeah.
But I went in there when it was unrenovated, and it was whatever. It was like a nice little random bathroom. Then I went in there when it was under construction, and I was like, oh my God, he's messed up. Like, he's torn all the walls down. There's no going back. He's messed up now. Like this might not have been the best idea. And then I helped him with it a bit. Go back like a few weeks after, or whenever we go back, and it just like it genuinely looks like a 5-star bathroom. Like it's crazy. Yeah. And he's redoing his stairs now. Really? They are again crazy. Took the carpet off, stained it, put hardwood at the bottom. Like
the stairs, like the main staircase. Yeah. Going upstairs.
Oh well, it's the one going downstairs first, but he's getting to the one upstairs. But it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's just like if he wanted, he literally. We were sitting on the couch, and he goes, "You know, I got that extra hardwood upstairs." I go, "Okay," and he's like, I've wanted to redo those stairs for a bit. And he's like, I'm just going to take a little piece off, see if we have any wood under this carpet. He just yanks all the carpet off the stairs. I'm like, Dad, wow, like you didn't even know if this will work. Yeah. Yanks it completely off. Yeah. There's no carpet on the stairs anymore. Like we literally, he's like, hey, come help me with this or whatever. And I come over and help, just start taking like nails out of the wood, taking staples out of the wood. But again, I go back after and it's like stained hardwood at the bottom. Like it's so nice. Mm-hmm. Like he knows what he's doing. Yeah. And that saved him so much money. That's what I'm trying to be.
We're so lucky to have a dad like that.
Yeah.
Because most dads nowadays are like, they can't do shit.
True.
In general. Not in this town. I feel like this town's all right. But I mean like in the majority of the country in the US too. It's like most dads like just Uber Eats and play Fortnite.
True.
So, like, it's kind of, they're like excuses for men, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And obviously, not that I know how to do this stuff either. I'm just saying that I'm grateful to have a dad that actually can teach us these things.
Oh, of course.
And as kids, like, we didn't understand it at all. Like, I never enjoyed needing to, like, help dad clean the garage. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But like now I realize that like if I didn't do any of that stuff, I would be also an excuse of a man. I wouldn't be half the person I am.
Like, it's crazy because at like 12 years old, I was able to fully change car tires.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I was like, some adults do
Yeah.
not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I was out there and Dad would just be like, all right, take that one off, flip it to this side. Like, he'd tell me what tire, because like I don't know. I don't remember that part. But you got to like flip some tires to the other side or something.
Yeah.
But he would tell me how to do this stuff, and that's it. And he'd just be like, all right, and like, I'll be here, but you got this.
Yeah.
And I'd just change his tires. And it was the most fun. But when he was teaching me, I was like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah,
but
so
now,
I go play head soccer.
this is the most valuable skills. You got to know how to do this stuff, because I see these people broken down on the side of the road or flat tire on the side of the road. They're useless. Clueless on what to do.
Think of that. Just imagine that. For anybody who doesn't think it's important to understand how to change a tire, the most emasculating thing would be if you and your girl were driving down the road and you got a flat tire, had to pull over, and you were just like,
imagine she gets out and changes it.
I don't know. Yeah, that's another good tip for chicks, actually. Girls, if you want to embarrass your man, learn how to change a tire. If he doesn't know how, you'd be like, I got it. You have his ass overpowered for the rest of your relationship. I don't know. That's probably not a good thing, but
the only problem is with the, we have good tools at Dad's, right? We can do it in no time.
That's the thing too. He has every single tool.
He does. But when you're in the back of a car and you've got your spare tire,
yeah,
you got the 5 nuts that are on your tire, and you've got a wrench, or not a wrench, like the crank for whatever to take the nuts off.
Yeah.
It's not big enough to get that leverage. You're going to need some force. Like, you're going to have to put that thing on and, like, kick it down.
Yeah.
So we did have the good tools, but at the same time, like, again, this is where coming in physically, you got to be physically strong enough, because you could know exactly what to do, but not be physically able to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, like, I'm grateful for how he did teach us all this stuff.
Mom was telling me Mom was telling me, like, in the summer.
The other day? What the hell? Yo, take this guy off the pod.
Mom was telling me in the summer about how when she was growing up, gyms were not really a thing. Like, there were no gyms. I'm like, what? No gyms. People were way stronger back then, it feels. I feel like everyone now is, like, weakling.
Everyone was horse riders and threw hay bales.
Exactly. That's the thing. Is like, back then there was no gyms. So, like, that makes no sense. But I realized that, like, the conditions of life and just the work, just the natural work you had to do as a man made it so that you were strong enough.
Yeah.
Whether it was, throwing hay bales or, like, changing car tires, whatever. This type of work, like, actual work, lawnmowers back then weren't fucking gas-powered.
They were gas-powered.
They were gas-powered.
Yeah. But it's like, you had
there was a time where they weren't gas-powered. Yeah. They weren't electric, sorry.
Yeah,
they weren't electric. They weren't just, like, press a button and you can go. You had to know how to do everything.
Yeah.
So people were strong enough naturally. They didn't need to go pump weights. Now, because life is so easy, I'm not saying that it's a terrible thing that, like, obviously technology is awesome and innovation is awesome, and the fact that people can get things done with less effort is a good thing in a way, in certain ways. But that means you can't just be like, all right, I'm just going to be weak, like, now, because of the times. You have to still have the same strength, even if it's not through the same streams.
Dad sent us a quote, a meme. I don't know. He sends a lot of
Facebook
stuff.
post.
A Facebook post. It was
TikToks.
Absolutely Facebook post.
Yeah.
And it said, tough times make tough people. Tough people make easy times. Easy times make weak people. Weak people make tough times.
Yeah.
And then it just repeats.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're at that part where weak people make tough times, or weak people make tough times.
Weak people make tough times. It's true.
Because we'll eventually realize, like, oh shit, we kind of need to do something here and pick it up, and then it is a cycle.
And it's kind of, I really like that we were born in this era, because it's so obvious now. Like, it's easier to tell, like, how it's easier to understand how important physical strength is, and having a good role model as a dad is, all this type of stuff, because the whole world is not the whole world, like Canada, US, Western countries, like you can see the effects. You can visibly see the effects of what happens when you don't have these things. So like we're not going to take that for granted when we have our families. You know what I mean? We're going to make sure that get your ass out here, turn the fucking phone off.
Absolutely.
You're cleaning the garage, or you're help me change this tire, help me build a bathroom, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because you gotta put your kids, your sons especially, through trials and tribulations.
Of course. And I think that is again a reason why, like, we both stayed very fit through our whole lives.
Sports was huge too.
Sports was huge, but I think it's just because both of our parents wanted us to do everything. Like, they wanted us to be in everything. Yeah. You want to play basketball? Play basketball. You want to play soccer? Go play soccer in the league. Like, you know, they really did help us with anything we needed. Obviously,
the end result was hockey, because hockey's the best sport. But you know, give everything a try.
Hockey is a great sport. I love
give
that
everything
sport.
a try.
Of
we should have got. I was meaning to put the Austin Matthews jersey beside you. It's not a big deal, but because this is episode 34, you got Matthews' number. You got Matthews' number
best player in
for
the league.
Episode.
Best player in the league.
Shout out.
Best player in the league.
Sorry, McDavid.
Yo, McDavid, you can be second.
Yeah.
Matthews. And we got Mitchie Marner.
Dust.
I've been playing too much Chell.
Yeah.
I've been playing way too much Chell. I got my own guy on the Leafs.
What about you got your own guy with the Rangers?
Oh, okay. Well, no, the Rangers is my team on Chell. You know,
team.
That's my team right there. You know, I drafted him, but
yeah,
like I got a be a pro. You know, I used to have in Slapshot.
Yeah.
Nah, it's been increasing my hockey knowledge a lot.
Yeah,
really has been. Yeah.
My
just of last year though.
That's fair. You never used to watch hockey?
No, not at all. Now I actually can enjoy watching a game.
Yeah. What happened? What changed? Because I always, like, right at the moment where I now watch hockey less, because I have, like, other things I focus on. Not that I'm not interested. Like, obviously I can still watch game.
Yeah.
Watch the Leafs get pummeled last night. And obviously playing Chell is awesome, and I still love hockey. It's just, like, it's not, like, at the top of my mind. Now you love it.
There's, honestly, a few reasons I'd say Chell.
You always used to love playing.
I love
You always
playing.
loved playing, yeah.
And now, I don't know what happened, but my desire to play is just insane. If I had this sort of drive when I was younger, I was playing AA Europe.
Yeah.
But I hated it.
Right.
That's the thing. I hated playing.
That sucks.
So I was so good, whatever. I was good enough to play a Europe AA, but I didn't want to be there. When I'd go to practices, I wouldn't want to be there. I'd want to go home. Then I go to a game, we'd play. Even if we won, I'd be like, that was shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So my drive went directly to the garbage. I had
sucks.
a coach for a long time who I could not stand.
Yeah.
Overplayed his son, all this shit. And he was going to be the coach again the next year. So I was like, I'm not playing this team.
Yeah.
I'm going to House League. From AA a year up to House League my age.
Yeah.
There was a game I dropped 16 goals in House League.
Well, I don't think that happened.
It did.
In one game?
In one game.
16?
16.
Are you serious?
1-6.
I heard that you dropped 10 in 2 games.
That's this year.
No. I remember
Or
when I was...
year. That's last year as well.
When I was, like, 14... When I was when I was young, this was a long time ago. It's like 6 years ago. This is when you first went to House League.
Yeah.
I remember being in, this was like 3 years up. It was the league 3 years higher because I was also in House League.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted to, just because I was shit. But I was 3 years up. Sorry, 3 years older than your league. And my coach, my 2 coaches, coach and assistant coach, walk in the room and they're like talking about, yo, there's this kid in whatever it was, Bantam or Tyke or not Tyke. Whatever it was. There's this kid in Bantam. He's like going crazy. Apparently, he's like scored 10 goals in 2 games. And the assistant coach is like, yeah, it's actually Ponce's younger brother. It's actually Carter's younger brother. And he's like, wait, really? I'm like, yeah, actually. Damn. How did you guys hear about that? Damn. It was going through all of Orangeville minor hockey. There's some kid lighting up the House League in Bantam.
That's the problem. Then I went up to single A.
Yeah.
Because I refused to play AA again. I just did not enjoy it that much with that coach. He ruined it for me.
But then you had your friends on single A, no?
It was probably the best year of hockey.
That's awesome.
Had all my friends, some great tournaments. We came second place in our OMHA tournament, like the final tournament. So we got a banner up in Alder now. I got my name on a banner in Alder.
That's sick.
Pretty awesome. But then again, this year I would have played rep if there was hitting. That's the only condition I needed. Yeah, because it's a double B team. So I was like, I'm like, that's traveling to play house league.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I stayed house league there.
Double B team, double bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, no hitting.
No hitting. So they were like, yo, come play with us. And I was like, I'm okay. They took Spencer and they took Delvin. Shout out Delvin as well. But yeah, I was like, I'm good. You know, you guys keep playing that. I'm having so much fun in house league. Last year as well, I was on team 4, Christy Gray. Shout out Christy, you know.
Okay.
Awesome coach. Best guy I've ever met.
Was Gray the color of the team, or was Gray's last name?
No, Gray was a color.
Okay.
Ryan and I, it was just me on the team before.
Yeah.
Like that I knew.
Just you?
Well, like, okay, the only I was the only person that I knew on the team.
Okay.
Right? I didn't know anybody else.
Fair.
But again, I was still making all these friends, whatever. Our team wasn't the greatest. And then they're like, all right, it's trade time. Then the coach comes to me and goes, hey, we're going to make one trade. He tells me who we're going to trade. He's like, we got a few options here. Ryan Roud is on that list. I'm like, yo, take this kid, take him. He comes on our team. We literally were lighting it up, but we just did not have the greatest goalie, so we would lose every game.
Got it.
There was a game where Ryan and I both had hat tricks.
3-on-3 season we had.
Yeah. Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah.
But there was a game where Ryan and I both had hat tricks, and the score was 10-6 them.
Damn.
So we literally, like, we were cooking up.
Yeah.
We would score every single game.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't win because they'd dump it from the red. Like, literally, I've never seen a goal scored from the center red line. They got 4. Not in that game, but with that goalie in net. 4.
Unreal.
Just dumping it in.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That 3-on-3 season, though, the worst part of that whole 3-on-3 season is that at the very end, the coach's son came in the room and was like, guys, I think we should give a huge round of applause for the incredible season that this goalie had.
No.
Say again?
He went drop into the butterfly, drop flat on the pads.
I understand lifting a guy up.
Of course.
But after the very last game of the season, to come in and say that the best guy we had all season who deserves a round of applause is the goalie.
And they gave him the hat of the tournament.
Yeah, whatever.
That's got to be a big middle finger to him because he knows he didn't play good.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I don't even think that kid would like want that. Everyone knows that he was trash.
Yeah.
Like, all due respect to that kid. Maybe he's going to develop into a better goalie.
Like, we did not win a single game.
And that's the thing is that like I actually was giving you trouble about it sometimes. About you being like, yo, this goalie's trash. We're losing every game. Like, this league, we paid to be in this league. It's not fun if we're just going to get sniped on. And like our goalie gives us no chance.
Not even snipes.
Not even snipes. It's not gonna be fun if we just
change.
Yeah, exactly. If he just like gets it flipped in, and it's whatever. But no, I remember I was like telling you, I was like, yo, chill. Complaining about it's not gonna change anything. Let's just like pedal to the metal. And yeah, like if he let in a goal that was like really bad, which there was a lot of.
There was a lot of them.
A lot of them. Like maybe every single game.
Yeah.
Every single period. But I'd go up to the guy, I'd be like, yo man, I'd tap him on the pad. Like I'm gonna be supportive to him.
Of course.
Not in a way that's like, you're doing great, man. I wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah, it's all good. Get the next one.
It's like, we're gonna keep trying out there.
Of course.
Just like keep your head up. It's not like, yo man, you should have had, like that was like you almost had it.
You almost
bro.
had him.
I don't think that kind of support is beneficial for a guy at all.
Nah.
I think the support is like, yes, dude, it's okay. You're struggling.
Yeah,
we'll acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But like, it's okay. Like just keep your head up. Just keep your head up.
The next time he does something good, if he's getting that same reaction, you'd be like, all right, well, now I know I was dog shit before.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only reason I was so frustrated is because Alex was supposed to be our goalie. Alex was supposed to be our goalie.
About that.
I was so pissed because I have not played with Alex in so long. She was supposed to be our goalie. I was so hyped. Then we got that guy.
The fate of that season would have been, dude, that actually had the opportunity of being one of the most memorable summers of our entire lives. And Alex couldn't be our goalie. And like, I'm not even trying to say like childhood sports is the best thing ever, but that would be sick.
That would be so fun.
That would be sick because I always think back even to the time that we played that one season 3-on-3.
I was too young to remember it.
I love that picture. There's a picture of us with our medals. Like, it wasn't like winner medals. I actually want to talk to you about participation medals because it's bullshit. But
True.
That picture is awesome. That team that we got to have, me, you, because that could never happen in any other league than 3-on-3s because our age differences were too high.
Yeah.
Like, we're 2 years, 4 months apart. There's no way that you could have one league with that same age group. And Alex is in between our ages. So that was like the dream to get that back after so many years. Me, you, and her, now that we're older.
But so fun.
But we got that guy. And that's life. But participation trophies. What do you think about participation trophies? There's a lot of that in karate.
Oh, karate. That was the worst. You get 10th place or some stupid shit like that, and you still get a giant
There's
trophy
a medal
with a little kicking guy on it, dude.
Yeah, a little bit of this action.
Okay, I don't ever want to see that shit again.
A little bit of that gold karate kick action.
Always. There was
there's a sticker on it that says "You suck."
Basically. Should have said that shit.
Should have said that.
I don't agree with participation medals. You know, I think
obviously
if there's maybe like kids league, like
no
Tykes. No, because they don't give a shit about they don't give a shit about the league. They got a trophy. Oh my god, that made their entire life. That'll keep their drive for sports. I think that's acceptable. You know, I think if you got U6 soccer where the ball's moving maybe 12 times a game because nobody can kick the fucking ball, I think, you know, they don't give a shit about the sport yet, but they care about that little trophy they got. Nice. Now, the next year, I want to play soccer again. That's where you get your damn Lionel Messi's and, you know,
Ronaldo,
Austin Matthews.
No, but that's the thing is that I don't think there's no way you could get the Lionel Messi because he didn't have that when he was growing up. So I understand.
He also grew up with only a soccer ball, dude. Like,
fair.
You gotta think of that.
Fair.
If you give a guy a basketball and that's it, he's gonna be the best with it.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, he's a little bit too short for that, I think. But no, I understand what you're saying, but I think that mindset in general is what leads to the participation trophies for any age. Because there's no participation. Is there participation trophies at your age?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's just fucking stupid.
Well, not trophies. We got hats last year.
Still,
that was a pretty cool hat.
I think that the drive is supposed to come into play where, like, you're saying that you don't want to destroy a kid's dream or desire to play a sport.
Yes.
But I think that the desire will be if, let's say, it's a soccer league and there's 4 teams and you are not one of the teams that wins the championship, you have to go and look at that team across the field and see, damn, those kids are having so much fun with that trophy. Look at all of us. We're fucking, like, we suck. We need to be better next year so we can have as much fun as they're having right now.
True, but at a U6 age, you're not thinking that. You're thinking, fuck this league. They didn't give me a damn trophy. That's
I don't
all
know,
I
man.
want.
No, but that's the thing. Is
they
that
don't have that grind method yet. Once they're U10, now it's like, I didn't get a trophy, and I want a trophy, so I'm going to be better. But U6, you're like, you were running across the damn soccer field throwing Ninja Turtle kicks, dude. I was
playing Ninja Turtles.
This guy was playing Ninja Turtles in the soccer field.
I was doing
If
that.
this guy didn't get a trophy for his participation, he would have been devastated.
I don't think I would have.
You would have been devastated. You'd be like, I showed you my karate moves and I didn't get shit for it. This guy thought it was a showdown here.
I swear, I don't think that. I think it just needs to be instilled by the parents and the kid. Like, our parents never told us to expect participation trophies.
No, never.
So I think that if you just raise the kid as knowing, like, yeah, if you win, you're going to get a trophy. If you lose, and no, like, it's only for the people who win.
True.
Even if you say, like, yeah, the league can't afford to give trophies to everybody, kid. Fucking win or deal with it.
Now, I've seen parents who've bought their kids a participation trophy to give them if they didn't win. That is fucked. That is the worst thing you could do. See, if the league is providing a participation trophy for your little kid, sure, maybe it's like, oh, you know, you won that trophy. Who cares? But I've seen somebody genuinely buy their kid a trophy and give it to them when they've lost.
Loser parents.
Loser parents.
Loser parents. That will not be me.
We did karate for how many years? 4?
4 years.
4 years of karate. We went to so many tournaments. The only trophies I've kept are the 3 first places, 4 first places we both got in the same day.
That
Nan and
was,
Peppa there.
I think that was the best. It's up there. It's top 3, let's say. I think that was the top 3 best displays of athleticism by the Ponce brothers in the history of our existences.
Yeah.
So I want to tell it for the cameras because this is fucking sick.
It's crazy.
Because I also kept those trophies.
Yeah.
I don't have any other karate trophies.
The only ones I've got.
Tossed all of them. I only have those 4. So karate tournaments are very interesting how they work. There's 4 categories at usually that's like the most common is there's 4 categories. You have sparring, where you spar another kid from some random dojo. You have kata, which is like a
demonstration of technique, I guess.
Yeah, just like that's the best way to put it, demonstration of technique. You have self-defense, which is also kind of a demonstration. It's kind of like a show.
It's kind of like situation.
So it's like if you want to show off your self-defense, you have to get a partner. So it's like a guy from your dojo who's going to like come in and like start strangling you, and you have to show the technique of how you get out of that strangle. So self-defense is the 3rd one. And then weapons. Weapons is another display of talent, I guess, and skill. Whether it's
showing that you are able to control and be skilled at the same time.
Correct. Yeah, control of a weapon and technique as well. Whether you choose bow staff, nunchucks, those are the main 2 at our belt levels. And it's like, once again, it's like a kata with a weapon in your hand. So it's like a different kind of layout, different setup.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. They're about 3 minutes each.
Yeah.
Anyways, you're put into different categories. They're separated. They're categorized by age and belt. So you're not going to have like
some black belt kid that's 36 in your division.
Yeah. Or like the 6-year-old white belt's not going to compete against the 30-year-old white belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So our divisions, obviously, we were like, how old were we? Like 13-ish, that age range. And we got up to green advanced, that's like halfway to black in terms of belt, not in terms of time.
Yeah.
Because the later belts are longer to get than the earlier belts, but you get the idea.
We also got to discuss that.
Oh yeah, we will talk. We will talk about why we didn't get to black belt.
No, we'll talk about not that. Why about belts? Keep going.
Okay,
Other dojos.
Oh yeah, other dojos. That's another version of a participation trophy. Anyway, so these karate tournaments, there's different rings for the different categories of people, and there's usually about, I'd say, we had like 8 to 12 participants in each ring.
Yeah.
So like you would be competing as Carter Ponce, orange belt of Tom's martial arts, against 11 other karate students, orange belt of other dojos. Sometimes people of your own dojo would be in the same group, right? So you would also be competing against like maybe 1 or 2 guys from your dojo. Anyways, all 4 categories, sparring, self-defense, weapons, and kata, me and Troy got first place in all 4 at the exact same tournament. So he was over in one ring doing his thing. I was in my ring. Obviously, you do kata, you wait, you see, the judges give you a score. There's 3 judges at the front. First place for me. First place for Troy. We came home with 8 first place trophies, and that was the tournament that Nana and Pepper were at.
Great.
And they were like, Pepper, I remember Pepper saying, well, Carter, I don't know if we can come to any more because it doesn't get any better than this. I'm like, that's a good point.
True.
That's a good point. You saw the best it could ever get. And that was awesome. I was so happy when I learned that you also clutched up 4 firsts.
That was a great tournament.
So that was up there, and then there was JSF winning the championship where you were on the team too.
I was grade 8.
You were in grade 7.
Yeah.
I think you were in grade 7. I was in grade 10. Does that make sense? 10?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Grade 10. And we won. There's a picture. I have a picture on my Instagram of us with the trophy.
So awesome.
So that was one of the best, and then the karate thing was another one of the best. But you have something to say about the belts.
I think
shout out Johannes.
I think controversially, Tom's martial arts. You know, if anyone knows the controversies, although maybe he's not the greatest person, I think that his way of teaching was the greatest thing ever.
Yep.
I think he was strict on us, but he was not like unjust. If you show up late, you do push-ups. If you act out, you do push-ups. Like it is very disciplinary, and it was effective.
Yep. And
the belts did not come easy.
No.
Right? So where we went to camps, so we got more time to practice our skills. You would not get a belt like monthly.
Yeah.
So you'd put in the work, and even when you think you're ready, he still wouldn't give it to you until you can prove that you are genuinely good enough.
Yeah.
And then I look at some other dojos. We'd go to some tournaments, and there'd be like a 10-year-old with a black belt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I could pummel him.
I would step on that kid's face.
I could literally step on this guy.
Yeah.
I think there should not be a single black belt that I could not beat it. Like, I think there should not be a single black belt that couldn't beat my ass.
I think that there should also be a thing where
kids under 18 should not have a black belt.
Probably.
I think so as well.
I think you need to be at least 18 to have a black belt.
I think being a black belt means your hands are weapons.
They're legal weapons, isn't that what it is?
I feel like they should be.
Yeah.
Like, if I walked up to somebody who is a black belt and I attempted to harm them, I should be ending up on the floor.
They'd whoop your ass, yeah.
They should.
It shouldn't just be about techniques and shows
Exactly.
at the tournament. It has to be a real world skill.
You have to be able to defend yourself. You have to be able to do something.
Yeah.
So now when we were at these tournaments, I'd see this 5'2" girl who's 2 years younger than me with a black belt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like no hate on them.
No
but they're
offense.
just giving black belts away.
Yeah.
A black belt should be like sacred, you know? It's like,
I agree.
Like that's a karate master.
Mm-hmm.
And so Spencer Ruby, back to Spencer, went to karate for like 2 months and ended with like a blue belt or a purple belt. Like he was more than halfway done.
Yeah.
And he was only there for less than a year.
So
I'm like, dude.
That's another thing. I guess that plays into what I was saying about our 4 firsts. Tom's martial arts would a lot of the time clean house at these tournaments.
Yeah.
Like it would not just
absolutely.
be me and Troy doing really well. You would see like in other rings, whether it's Emily or whoever, they also are winning and they're from our dojo. And we realize is that these dojos, you could give both arguments. Is Tom's progressing us too slow or is those dojos progressing too fast? I think that those dojos were progressing too fast. Tom's was so good in the sense that like you had to be high quality to go to the next belt. That's all it was. That's why we were cleaning houses, because all the other dojos, their green belts have been there for fucking 4 months.
Yeah.
And we've been here for 4 years. Think about it. Green belt is the 4th belt. We were there for 4 years. It took like a year for each to progress for each belt. Which is how it should be in my opinion.
I think we were very well trained.
Yeah.
Like I think us as green belts were better than some dojos is like purple or blue belts, whatever's before brown. Like I genuinely think we were the best there. There is a team photo of everybody who went to that one tournament with all their trophies.
Yeah.
And not a single person in that photo did not have at least like one first or second place.
Yeah.
Like and we would clean house.
I agree. And that's when I say that Tom's, are they progressing too slow? The idea is that, Tom's wants their students to beat everyone in the tournament. So they're going to make a guy who deserves to be a green belt, leave him at yellow so that he can win all the yellow trophies. And then Tom's looks like they're so good because they have like all these, like that's like the thought process. I still don't think that's the case.
Yeah. And still then there's a lot of people who didn't participate in tournaments.
That's true.
A lot of them. And they still wouldn't just get moved up belts.
Yeah.
There was some people who some people like,
yeah, I was gonna bring that.
Love that guy.
Shout out.
He's
wherever
cool
he
guy.
is.
He's neighbors.
Oh, nice.
See him all the time. But yeah, like they would progress belts, but still slower until they deserved the next belt. And he never went to a single tournament.
No. Yeah, that's true. I love that you brought up that they were teaching discipline there, and it's true. They made you. It was patience too. They were teaching patience.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just like I got my next belt. When can I get the one after? It's like I got my next belt. I'm gonna be here for a little bit.
Yeah.
I need a lot of work to get done before I can progress, which is true for life. Like sometimes you're in a situation that you're just like, oh, I need to get to the next stage, promotion, whatever. Sometimes you need to understand I have work to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even just about sitting here and doing time, because you could be at Tom's Martial Arts for however long and you won't progress if you don't acquire the skills that you deserve, that would make you deserve the next belt. It's just accepting that, you know, sometimes good things come to those that wait.
Yeah.
And especially in sports, but in work and life otherwise as well.
And he would take everything into account.
Yeah.
There was this one kid, I don't remember his name, Ryan maybe. He would show up late
all the time.
Every single time.
Yeah.
He'd go to every class because it was optional. You go whenever you want, right? It was always open, but you go whenever you feel like it.
He was crushing those push-ups.
He was always late.
Loud ass key eyes also.
Yeah.
Loud as hell.
But
in warm up.
He would
in warm up. Key eyeing at the
show up
at the jumping jacks.
Oh my yeah. Yeah! Like, oh my god, dude. We're jumping, dude.
What about the guys from other dojos who would say ki as their ki?
Yeah, because if you don't know what it is, it's like whenever you're doing a strike, you're supposed to exert the air from your body to like to get more power or whatever. Yeah. And on the last one, you're supposed to like
let it out. Kind of scream.
And end with a lot of power.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to just like grunt,
like a
or
grunt,
yeah, like, you know, whatever. Some other people would not get that and they'd scream the word
ki. That's pretty funny.
Crazy things. But that guy who's always late, he had to have been shredded with those push-ups.
Yeah.
Because you had to do like 20 push-ups, 15 push-ups.
Yeah.
And he would just get there, run through the door, and just start doing cranking them out.
Yeah.
At the end of that, even though he was showing up late, I'm sure Top was like, "Yo, this guy's cranking them."
Yeah.
But he never moved up belts because being late is not going to get you a new belt.
It's true.
He stayed at yellow for the entire time we were there.
Did
he? What's after yellow, orange?
Yeah. He
went from yellow advanced to orange from the 4 years that we were there.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say too? Another thing, obviously I don't know, I didn't do very much research on the history of karate or anything. I don't know if it's tradition or if you're supposed to all the time bow into the dojo, but our sensei would have us bow. It's not even, there's no one waiting there for you to come in. It's literally just an open, there's two short walls, but it basically separates hardwood floor from mats. Yeah. But still, he would make you, before you walked in, you have to stay there, bow to nothing, just bow to the air, of course, and then you can go in the dojo. Once again, I don't know if that's tradition in karate, but what I think it could have been was just compliance. Was him just testing, you're going to do what I say because I'm the boss and I'm the black belt. True. And you're not shit, and you're going to bow into this fucking dojo. I don't care I don't care.
And I
Sensei, why do you have to bow into the dojo? No one even sees us bow. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're going to bow to the dojo.
You're going to do what I say.
You're going to do discipline. So obviously, with the news that he was up to some shady shit, making kids do what he says is a little more sus. But
yeah, and that's
okay. This comes back. Sorry to cut you off. This comes back to just trusting the words of others. Mm-hmm. I can't say that our sensei was guilty of anything. He didn't get charged with anything. It was accusations.
It's definitely a subject. It is.
But all I can say is that in the time we knew him, he was an incredible mentor, sensei, and leader.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
He taught me respect, even though, that's why I was so blown away in disbelief.
Yeah.
Because he did genuinely teach me respect. Yeah. Obviously, Dad taught me respect and everything, but that was one person who I didn't have to technically listen to. That's some random dude.
Yeah.
But he genuinely taught me, you're going to respect others. Not just me. You're going to respect everybody.
Your superiors.
Not even your superiors. Everybody.
Respect everybody.
He did teach me to be kind and respectful to everybody. I was always kind before that too.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, I don't know, just something he said or something about that place made me genuinely respect everybody else.
That's good.
And I think that's very important, which is what, again, a very sensitive subject.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, I was blown away by the news.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
How much time we got here? I think we're doing good. I'm going to check the battery of the camera, make sure it doesn't get cut off mid-recording. Okay, it's not going to show me. That's fine. I guess we'll just wait for it to cut off by itself. But,
All right.
But yeah, karate was awesome.
It was.
I look forward to having like that kind of effect, kind of setting discipline and putting my kids in environments that allow for that. Sports is huge. You need to put your kids in sports.
One more thing about karate.
Yeah.
They didn't just teach us physical aspect. There were times where we would be doing some sort of drill or something where we would be standing in one position, horse stance or whatever, just standing there, and they would be teaching us the words. Karate, what's his name? Sensei Reeks.
Sensei Reeks, I saw him at OPC.
What a great guy.
I helped him pick out some patio stones.
So he'd teach us.
Yeah.
Kara means like open.
Yeah.
Te is like hand or something.
Yeah.
Or free hand. Like they would teach us things. It was not just about, you're going to throw your hands around and beat someone's ass or defend yourself.
Yeah.
It was knowledge, and it was just good. It was a good thing. Sorry. Keep going with what you were saying.
No, it's completely true. No, I was just saying that, like, I look forward to one day, like, hopefully I
just pressed down on this arrow.
Talking to it?
Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I just hope to be cognizant and understanding enough of the exact things that instilled discipline and respect in us that I can give that to my kids too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll cover one last topic. I am an aspiring entrepreneur, a wannabe entrepreneur. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm never going to call myself that until I actually make money.
Okay.
Because if you don't have money and you call yourself an entrepreneur, you're not actually an entrepreneur. You're just a wannabe. Exactly. Fair. Is what it is.
Fair.
You, by the definition of entrepreneur, have more experience than me with your Clearview little business there you had for the summer.
Clearview window cleaning services.
Are you bringing that back in next summer?
I absolutely think we will, yeah.
That's awesome.
Of course.
I respect that.
It is like it was very fun to do as well. That's one thing. I used to work at Sobeys.
Yeah.
And I was a cashier, so I'd stand behind a till all day.
Yeah.
24/7. And Sobeys is a busy place in Orangeville. So, did I just dox us?
No, you're good.
Okay. People would always be through your line. So you'd have to stand there 24/7. I am not very good at standing still, right? Like I don't just sit there and do the one thing. Now I work at Dairy Queen. I can move around a little more. But when I was doing this is what pushed me to know that I'm going to do trades.
Yeah.
But when I was doing this, we'd drive to a neighborhood, get out of the car, walk door to door, and offer the window cleaning service. Maybe you do 100 houses. 25 to 50 of them answer. 10 of them even interest you in a conversation. One of them say yes. Our prices, although they sound ridiculous, got us sales. We charge one house $300 something.
So wait, would that be considered low or high?
That would be pretty high for. Okay. So what we'd do is we'd count the windows. Price the windows at however much a piece, like 15 a piece or whatever we'd charged. I don't really remember. But it was just based off the amount of time we think it would take. If they have higher up windows, it would take a little longer, so we'd calculate the price a little more. But it was sales tactics. It was really sales tactics. You get to the door, you compliment their house. You don't have to think their house is nice. You tell them, "Oh, sir, you live on a very beautiful property, but your windows, it's the only thing stopping it from being even nicer."
Right.
You hit them with some crazy thing like that. And also, nobody's going to want their windows cleaned by some random person who's never done anything before. So we'd get to the door. If they'd interest our topic, we'd say, "Hey, we're with this, started a little company for the summertime here, Clearview Window Cleaning. I don't know if you've heard of us or seen us in the neighborhood recently. Even if it's a neighborhood we've never been to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen us in the neighborhood recently, but we're doing that house down there, a few down that street there. We wanted to know. There was one time where we had 2 houses who answered and said, "I'll let you know." We just counted them. Yeah, so we were like, we're doing 2 houses down there, but we got their name.
Yeah.
So, we're doing Marissa's house that's a few doors down. I don't know if you know her. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I know Marissa." It's like, "Yeah, so we'll be back around sometime next week if you want to just give us a We can take a look around, give you a quick quota for it. It's genuinely just getting in their head. And it works.
It does work.
It works so well.
One of the best sales tactics ever, and I learned this a while ago, one of the best sales tactics ever is talking about other people buying. Marissa's getting her windows clean. Oh, I can't have only dirty windows in the neighborhood. Maybe I need my windows clean. Yeah, it's also going to be $100 more than Marissa because you took too fucking long to answer us. Pay up. Okay. Not that second part, but you know what I mean. It gets in their head.
Absolutely. And mom had these driveway people come by.
Yeah.
And mom normally doesn't buy things from people at the door, right? Because no one really does. That's what I thought too. No one really does, but we got it work. But she was like, if you can get Sharon, over our neighbor, to do that, I'll do it too. Because if she has the nice black one and then hers is still old and looking rough, then it's like there's no point really.
Yeah.
She got them both in. She convinced Sharon for the people at the door. And it's just because they came up and they were like, we're doing the houses down there. We're doing the houses down there. Obviously now cementing a driveway is way more complicated and more equipment than window cleaning.
Yeah.
But again, the sales tactics, like I'm not very nervous as a guy. You know, I'm not a nervous guy.
It's good.
Going up to these doors, the first house I was terrified. I was like, holy shit, what am I doing? This is so dumb. They're just going to be like, what is this kid, dude? Get out of here. You're not touching my windows.
We know we're the first house you're coming to.
Yeah, exactly. I was scared. So I go up, talk to the lady. And then after that, I was just like, why am I acting nervous? No one's going to buy from a nervous guy. Yeah. No one's going to buy from a guy that's like, could we clean your windows? Right? Nobody.
It's true.
So the next house, I was like, all right, I'm going to stop being a little bitch about this. I go up and I'm like, how are you today, ma'am? She's like, I'm good. How are you? I'm like, good. So me and a few of my buddies here, we've just been going around the neighborhood offering a window cleaning service. We're wondering if we could take a look around and give you a quick price on it. Like, yeah, sure. Why not? Because they don't lose anything by getting a little price for it. Yeah. And we walk around. Like, wow, man, you have a beautiful plate. You have a beautiful property. And then we make it seem like we're adding a deal. Like they had a glass table in the back. We're like, hey, we'll do all the windows and we'll throw in that glass table in the back for X amount. Or we're doing the house down there for this much, but since you have a little less windows, we'll do it for this much. Yeah. We weren't doing shit on the other house. Yeah. But it works. You get in their head. Sales tactics.
Dave said sales is also a survival skill. You might not think it is.
Absolutely it is.
But like if that farmer needs a shooter. Yeah. And the shooter's like, fuck that farmer, I got my own. Yeah. You need a guy to be like, nah, you don't understand. This farmer is different because X, Y, Z. You need to go with him because all the other guys in the neighborhood are going with him. Here's why you're the only one that's not going with him.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
It is.
Sales is a survival tactic, absolutely. I was thinking about money this past semester because I've always been, I'm not one of these anti-capitalist nerds. I don't know if you know what capitalist necessarily entails exactly, but there's capitalism and communism. And capitalism is basically like everyone works for themselves. You reap what you sow. Is that the expression?
Like equity versus
equality. Yeah. Kind of like that. Equity's for losers. Equality is the better way to go. So not to get canceled. I've already canceled myself.
This guy's canceling himself every day.
That's fine. But
I'm neutral.
Well, that's fine. But what was I saying? That you reap what you sow. Capitalism. Sorry. Yeah. So capitalism versus communism. Communism is basically like doesn't matter what you put in, everyone gets the same at the end of the day. Yeah. Capitalism is more you reap what you sow. If you put in more work, you get more out of it. You get more money out of it. So once again, I've always been pro-capitalism. I'm not against capitalism in any way. And that would lead me to defend a lot of the rich people, because you'd hear a lot of stuff about like eat the rich. Everyone hates rich people. Rich people should pay more tax, blah, blah, blah. And I would defend these people a lot. I'd be like, no, you don't understand. They worked harder for it. But I was going to get ice cream the other day.
Oh, no.
I was going to get ice cream.
Oh, no. Just some good old ice cream.
Just some good old ice cream with Adden. It was for Adden's birthday. It was not the other day, actually. It was 2 months ago.
This guy's timeline is just out of fucking whack, bro.
Anyways, 2 months ago. For Adden's birthday, I went with Adden and Kat to go get ice cream.
Ice cream, of course.
In Yorkville. Yorkville's a very wealthy area of the city.
Yorkville.
No, Yorkville. A very wealthy area of the city. And I realized for the first time in my life why people dislike rich people in general, because everyone in this area was just looked so posh and so like arrogant. Just the clothes they were wearing was pissing me off.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You look like a bitch. Take that damn turtleneck off. Obviously, I was not saying these things. It was just like the way that like everyone like was treating these workers and the staff like in a
Like
rude way. You know what I mean? Yeah, like they're like superior, and you could just feel the energy. You know, you could just feel it. So I understood for a second. I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be defending rich people in general, because there are good rich people, there are bad rich people.
Absolutely.
Money's an amplifier. I mean, you've heard this before, I'm sure. If you're a good person broke, you're going to be a really good person if you're rich, because you have more money to do good things with.
Absolutely.
If you're a bad person when you're broke, you're going to be a really bad person when you're rich, because you have more money to do bad things with, right?
Yeah.
So you see a guy like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is awesome.
Mr. Beast is a legend.
Legend. He gets money. He's doing incredible things with the money.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, I would say the same. He's doing incredible things with his money. And then you get bad people. You have more power. You have more ability to do bad things with the more money you have. I'm not going to give any examples in this case, but, you know, there's people.
Absolutely.
There's people. But what I was basically saying, if people don't understand this, here's an example that I used. If you have a homeless guy on the street who is screaming death to a certain race, for example, he's like out in the streets late at night. He's like, all people of this race should die. They're terrible, whatever.
Yeah. Then you give him millions.
If you're just walking past and you see him, you just go home and you think, oh, crazy guy on the street, whatever.
Yeah.
Disrupting the peace. He's like, F that guy. But you don't really think about it. Like, it's not like he's going to make global headlines. It's not like he's going to be in the news. Crazy homeless man screaming death to this rate. Like that's not, nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
If
you give him a lottery ticket.
Yeah. If he wins a lottery ticket.
This is why it's dangerous for them to buy lottery tickets.
I'm saying, if you give that guy money, if you give that guy power, then you get a guy like Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
The only difference between Hitler and the homeless guy is that Hitler has the ability and the money and the power to do the same things. They have the same ideas. The homeless guy wants death to a certain race. Hitler wants death to a certain race.
But I do think Hitler was inbred and mentally, very, very mentally fucked.
Well, he probably was a psychopath. I bet
this guy is also
homeless guy's probably a psychopath.
You know what? You're right.
But you just see how money can bring about the worst evil in someone. The idea is still there when they're poor, but when they get the money, they're like, yes, I can finally do it.
You can put action. Yeah, you can put your words into action.
So this is why people say all these bad things about the rich people, is because bad actions are so much more apparent from the rich than they are from the poor.
But I think in general, bad actions speak louder than good actions.
You think bad actions are more visible than good actions?
Absolutely. I think you can have Mr. Beast doing all this amazing stuff, and then if he does one terrible thing, all this absolutely amazing stuff he's done is just gone. It's basically.
Do you think that's fair? What do you think about that?
It's severity of what it is. I think the severity is very important. Let's say, who knows? Elon Musk is gonna send a bunch of people to space on a very unsafe, very untested thing.
Yeah.
He knows the chances are bad to fail.
Yeah.
Yet he still sends a bunch of people. It's like, dude, you should not have done that. You knew the consequences.
Right.
So that's pretty awful. Now, has he also been donating millions to charities and literally creating or trying to create something for us to live on a different planet?
Yeah.
Yes. But is that all going to be overshadowed now that he's killed 300 people on a jet to the moon that they knew was going to not do well? Most likely.
That's it.
That'll make headlines. It'll make headlines more than anything else he's done.
That's really interesting. I actually never thought about this before. That's weird. So, like, let's say you have someone like Mr. Beast, for example, because Elon Musk, Mr. Beast, these guys are very impressive people.
Of course.
If you let's say I don't know if this is true, but let's say that Mr. Beast has saved 100 people's lives.
Yeah.
Right. Like the video in Africa is amazing of him putting in 100 wells.
That is crazy.
Like he's doing so much good charity.
Yeah.
He's like one of the best, most like, I mean, it's obviously like more visible. I'm sure there are other people who donate and we don't see it. We might That camera might be dead.
Okay. All right. Syncing.
Good stuff.
Perfect.
Good stuff. So we got the wide angle shot now. This is the first ever podcast episode where the cameras have fully died out. It's the longest episode, that means. Congratulations.
Really?
You have the longest VoV podcast.
Hey, thank you.
That we've ever made.
Really?
And we're in one shot, so I don't need to edit from this point forward.
Perfect.
Anyway, so no, we were just talking about Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
That's actually a very interesting point you brought up.
Absolutely. I mean,
I don't get the chance to think very much. So I appreciate that. And so my example, let's say Mr. Beast has saved 100 people's lives.
Yeah.
If tomorrow it came out that he murdered somebody,
yeah,
Mr. Beast shoots a man dead in the street. Think about it.
Nobody would be like, wow, but he built 100 wells. They'd be like, this dude, he's a murderer. He's an awful person. We should have seen this from the beginning. He's putting people in fake traps and giving them money.
Yeah. His lives, but that's the thing. Compare it to us. His lives saved plus minus. Like he's plus 99.
Guaranteed.
If let's say we've never saved anyone's life, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Let's just say.
And we obviously never killed anybody. So we're at a 0. Mr. Beast is at a plus 90.
Yeah.
Your face.
Sorry.
Mr. Beast is at a plus 99.
But we would still be better people than Mr. Beast.
Yeah, we would be better people because he killed someone. Does that make sense?
I mean, again, severity does matter. Murder is pretty severe.
But he's
again, it's like it's the same with you take who knows, not Jeffrey Epstein, what's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Terrible guy. Oh, but he's donated $1 million now. That doesn't make him a good person.
Right.
I think that's the thing. Bad things are so much more apparent than good things. No matter what.
So then maybe it's not even about apparent. Maybe it's not even about the fact that we see these things as bigger. Maybe it's because they actually are bigger.
I think they are.
Because
it's free to not it's free to be nice.
Free to not kill someone.
Free to also not be a dick. Yeah.
Right.
So I do think you have to make a conscious decision to do something bad.
I mean, building 100 wells in Africa is a conscious decision.
Okay, but that's I hate to say expected from somebody with money. It's expected that they're charitable.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think if somebody's a multi-millionaire and they're not generous, but they're not generous with their money, it's not good.
I agree, it's not good.
If I had somebody with if I knew a millionaire who's never donated money to charities or anything, I would consider him not a bad person, but I'd be like, it's expected.
Should charity be a function based on income? Think about it. If someone I think that you should donate. Let's say that I think charity should happen no matter how much money you make. Is that bad to say?
I mean, I'm very...
'Cause some people need the money.
Yeah. I'm very charitable, personally. Always, whenever I go anywhere and it's like, oh, would you like to round up? Or they have a little change thing at the front for any sick kids. Yeah. Any extra change I have, I just put it in there.
Yeah.
But that's because I don't need it. I personally don't need it. Now, if there's somebody out there who is living in a less fortunate state that we are, who genuinely needs every last penny, every last dollar that they have for food the next week or just in general, again, that's what they have to do. That's not bad. But now you've got this multimillionaire who's living in his $1 billion mansion. You kind of expect it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, now it's scale based. Money's an amplifier. If you're gonna donate $20, now that you're a multimillionaire, if you donate $20, it's like, what is this?
It's nothing.
Peanuts. You're giving us your chump change. It's not charity. This is like a big FU, basically.
Yeah. So I got a question. If you got two people, one of them makes below average income, one of them's a multimillionaire. The one who makes below average income, let's say this person donates $5,000 to charity.
Yeah.
And they only make 60 grand a year. So that's like a big percentage. And then let's say you get someone who makes 20 million a year and then they donate 100,000. That's a lower percentage than the other person, but $100,000 is way more than 5,000. Whose charitable act do you think is more valuable?
I think the person who's at 5,000.
You think the person that's at 5,000?
I think because they're giving more than they have. So they're thinking genuinely about this charity or this program or whatever they're donating to. They're thinking about that. Whereas the other guy who's donating the 100,000 is like, I'm doing it because I can't, like, because it looks good on me. I think that's rich people donating to charity is very profitable for them as well. Like you see Bill Gates donating a $10 million check to whatever charity. It's like, wow, what a good guy. What a great person. And that's good publicity for him.
Right. Yeah,
now you get this guy who's donating $5,000 who nobody knows.
Right.
It's not for publicity or anything. It's genuinely just because he feels like that's what he should do.
So then let me challenge you on that. What if the rich guy said, I worked this hard so that I could have a bigger impact on this charity. This person, even though they're donating a higher percentage, they were lazy. They didn't do the work to get to a level that I'm at. They stayed at their bad job where I worked really hard. So because I worked hard, I'm now able to donate more money. That's me being a good person. What do you say about that?
I feel like it would be a publicity stunt in a way. Because you're coming out, you're donating to gain traction.
I'll also challenge you on that.
You're paying for followers on Instagram, basically, at this point.
Right. I was going to shout someone out, but I'm not going to do that.
That's so diss.
No, but I'll challenge you again on that one then. How does the person who's broke that then gets a lot of money donate in good faith without people thinking that they're doing it for themselves? So that person who donated 5,000 at 60,000, let's say they got rich. Mm-hmm. Let's say now they're making 20 mil a year. They want to donate a lot too. How do you get someone? How do they donate without Troy Ponce coming on VoV podcast saying, you're just doing it for yourself?
There will always be somebody thinking they're just doing it for themselves. There will always be that guy.
I understand, but in general,
who it is, there will always be that dude.
If it's you, how do they convince you?
I personally think if they are like, I have always donated more than I had. But again, it's still, everything gains traction because I wouldn't know who they are. Now I know them. Oh, That's the guy that donated $20 million to charity.
Right.
Now I know them for that.
This is why they say, I know that you're not particularly religious, but this is why they say that God is the only judge, because God's the only one who knows the true intention of a person. So
it is impossible to know someone's true intention.
It's impossible to know.
Yeah.
I think that intention is for God to judge, and then action is more for people to judge. That's definitely not biblical. That's not religious. Don't take my word for that as the word of God. I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, I try to not judge someone's intent because that's pretty impossible to do.
Yeah. All
you can do is their actions and see what they've done, what acts they've actually committed. But yeah. Anyways, it's been a great podcast, longest one yet.
Great podcast.
Christmas Eve special.
Yep.
Everybody spend time with your family. This is a time to be with your family, absolutely. Tell the people that you love them. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good break. Take a rest.
Absolutely.
Be grateful, spend it with loved ones, all that good stuff. Do you have any final thoughts for the people on VoV Podcasts? I'm sure we'll get you back here again, but it might be a while.
Obviously. Even if it's a while, we'll have some more stuff to catch up on.
Absolutely.
Hopefully at that time I'm a licensed electrician with my own company.
There we go. We can shout it out if you guys need any lights. But yeah, final thoughts. Do you have anything, or John?
No, just a great podcast, Thank you for having me. Sir. Good to see you again after being away for so long.
Absolutely.
And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the VoV Podcast episode 34, the Matthews episode. Follow on Instagram at Voices of Vic, TikTok at Voices of Vic. Subscribe to the channel. Like the interview. It's not even an interview. It's a conversation. We're just chilling. And we will see you next week for the New Year's Eve episode. Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve just happen to fall on a Sunday this year. So we're having 2 special episodes. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Peace out.